Good afternoon, students. Welcome to today's social studies class. Today, we are going to be discussing the attributes of conflict resolution. The attributes of conflict resolution. In our last class, we discussed non-violent ways of resolving conflicts, such as arbitration, mediation, dialogue, court ruling, and so on. Alright, today we're discussing the attributes of conflict resolution. And the first one is mutual understanding, followed by the respect for rule of law, and we have tolerance, self-control, and mutual understanding. Now, what do we mean by mutual understanding? As an attribute of conflict resolution, it is the ability to have an understanding, relationship, and sympathy for the feeling of other people. What do they mean by this? Based on disagreements and conflict that happen between two or more people, if you have mutual understanding, this will enable you to have a better understanding, and it will help you to be able to relate with people to avoid conflict or disagreement. That is mutual understanding. It helps you to understand them, understand their opinion, understand their way of life, they understand their perspective, and this will not lead to any violence or conflict. Now, we also have respect for rule of law, the respect for the rule of law. Now, this involves respecting constituted authority and laws of the land in order to avoid conflicts. Now, this has to do with you respecting the law laid down in the country or in the society. If you obey the law, then this will not lead to conflict. There are some laws that are being laid down in the country, and if these laws are being followed by every citizen, then it will avoid conflict. We have tolerance as well. As an attribute of conflict resolution, we have tolerance, and tolerance is the ability and willingness to accept belief and behaviors that are different from one's opinion and ideas in order to avoid conflict. Now, that ability and willingness for you to accept people's belief and behaviors, you being able to tolerate other people's way of life, their behavior, their attitude, because we believe that human beings don't have the same attitude. So the ability for you to tolerate people's behavior in order to avoid conflict is also an attribute of conflict resolution. They also have self-control, and this is the ability to control one's action, behavior, desire, or temper in the spirit of peace. Now, self-control is also a good attribute of conflict resolution. If you have self-control, you'll be able to control yourself, maybe in the issue of anger, or someone provoked you, or someone did something bad to you, then you'll be able to control yourself, control your anger, control your speech and your action. And this will also not lead to conflict. It's going to avoid conflicts. So it means you're having the spirit of peace, and you are able to control yourself from anger and from doing something bad to the other person. And the last one is mutual respect. It's also an attribute of conflict resolution. We have mutual respect, and this is the act of respecting one other in a social relationship. It is a prerequisite for honest dialogue about values, good, and expectation that resolves conflict. It has to do with you respecting people, respecting everybody, not just the elderly ones, respecting even your classmates, people in your society, your homes. If you have mutual respect for them, then it's going to avoid conflicts. So it is the act of respecting one another in social relationship, that is in your society, respecting people and accepting them, their behavior, respecting them and giving honor to them. So these are the attributes of conflict resolution. Don't forget to have mutual understanding, we have respect for rule of law, we have tolerance, we have self-control, and we have mutual understanding. Now let's go to the importance of conflict management and resolution. Importance of conflict management. Once we've known the attribute of conflict resolution, what are the importance? Why is it important for us to resolve conflicts in a peaceful way? Why is it important for us to manage conflicts and avoid conflicts in society? Now, the first one is increased understanding. Increased understanding. Then, second one, we have better cohesion. We have promotion of tolerance. We have removal of violence. We have peaceful coexistence. We have building trust. We have national integration, and we have building trust. So that's seven. So let's take it one after the other. Increased understanding is an importance of conflict management. Now, conflicts expose people's awareness and understanding of one another. This gives them an insight into how to coexist peacefully without undermining each other. Now, if you understand people, you are going to it's going to avoid conflict because you understand their way of life, you understand their perspective, you understand their nature, you understand that you don't have the same attitude. So this is going to avoid conflicts. So it expands people's awareness and understanding of one another. You're going to understand people the way they are, that this is how God created them. You're going to understand their nature. That is increased understanding. And this gives people an insight into how to coexist. It helps you to coexist peacefully with people without crossing their paths, without offending them. That's increased understanding. Then we also have better cohesion. Now, when conflict is effectively resolved, it makes people to develop strong and mutual respect and enhance peaceful coexistence. Now, better cohesion. Now, cohesion has to do with the ability for you to understand people and to be able to relate peacefully without conflict or violence. So, when conflict is effectively resolved, it makes people to develop strong and mutual respect. The moment you know there's conflict between you and the other party, and the moment it is resolved, then there's going to be mutual respect and love and bond between you and the person. That is better cohesion. There's going to be a bond and love and understanding between you. There's going to be unity and friendship between the two parties the moment the conflict is resolved. But then we also have promotion of tolerance. Promotion of tolerance. Now, conflict resolution promotes the spirit of tolerance among citizens. That is the spirit of tolerance. You being able to tolerate one another because there's spirit of tolerance in you. It is very, very important in conflict resolution. You have that spirit of tolerance. You are able to tolerate people's behavior. You are able to understand their nature, and there's no kind of disagreement between the two of you because you have that spirit of tolerance. That is being able to tolerate people's behavior and nature. Then we also have removal of violence. Removal of violence. Conflict resolution helps to remove violence, hatred, and misunderstanding. So, because you understand what conflict management is and importance of peaceful coexistence among you and the other party, then it removes violence because you won't want anything that will bring about violence or conflict or misunderstanding between you and the other party. So, conflict helps to remove violence, hatred, and misunderstanding. And number five, we have peaceful coexistence. Peaceful coexistence. Now, conflict resolution promotes peaceful living, unity, and harmony. It makes people to live without fear in any part of the country. So, conflict resolution helps people to live in a peaceful way, in a peaceful society, in a peaceful environment, knowing fully that there's no fear of intimidation or no fear of attack from any kind. So, it helps people to live without fear in any part of the country. That is peaceful coexistence. Then we also have building trust. Conflict resolution helps to build mutual trust for one another. There's going to be mutual trust, mutual love, and understanding between people of the community because there's no violence, there's no war, there's no disagreement or understanding. And if there's any, you are able to solve it amicably and peacefully among yourself. So it builds trust among people in the country. Then we also have national integration. National integration. Conflict resolution helps to promote national integration and love among different ethnic groups in the country, and it's also an important uh, part in peaceful management, conflict management rather. It helps citizens to love one another based on different ethnicity, ethnic diversity in the country. You'll be able to love one another. You won't discriminate between this ethnic group and that ethnic group. So that is national integration. It helps everybody to live together peacefully and love. That there's love among everybody in the country, even though you are from different groups in the country. Now, in conclusion, conflict cannot survive without your participation. Learn to resolve conflict with word and not weapon. So this message is going to everybody out there. Learn to survive without conflict. Conflict can be resolved without the use of weapons, without the use of guns, cutlass, and violence. Conflict can be solved in a peaceful way. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.